Hi, it's been a while. If you're new here, I'm Victoria of Tori Fiber Arts and welcome to my channel. Glad to have you and I hope you're doing okay. All right, so in today's vlog, I just want to talk about what I'm working on currently for my yarn review. And this is a bunch of spheres made of bernat blanket yarn. Oh my gosh. It's just so crazy because it's such a stark contrast from what I experienced when I was just starting crochet compared to now. I didn't like working with this yarn the first few times because I think it definitely had something to do with the hook that I chose to use, for sure. But this time I used a metal hook and it was such a nice experience to like crochet with this because it works up fast, that's one thing. But the colors, I love this colorway. I'm glad I picked this one. And yeah, I kind of just, I kind of got carried away and made all the like, oh, I want samples and all of this because I want to make stuff. And here we go. I'm gonna put up on the screen like a short video that I made of you can just see how I'm starting to like fall in love with the yarn and starting to like discover amigurumi. And yeah, all right, so that's topic number one. Number two is I got a bunch of hooks here. This is the Clover Amour crochet hooks that are for chunkier yarn, so I got all of the sizes because I just want to know for myself and see what works the best for what yarn I'm gonna test next. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff that I want to test here. So in tonight's agenda, okay, I'm going to test this out with the bernat blanket yarn, see if this can work alongside with my favorite crochet hook, because my current favorite for that yarn specifically is the Frills Streamline Metal, and it's quite a heavy hook, and I just want to see if this works out because it's such a way lighter crochet hook. So after making a whole bunch of these spheres from the blanket yarn, I still have this much left, and I'm gonna swatch one more time and test out that Clover Amour hook, and let's go. I had to hop on here real quick. I didn't realize that something wild just happened. So I was testing out the Clover Amour hook that I got to see if it works for the bernat blanket yarn, if it works for me and my tension and all that. Oh my goodness. So out of nowhere, I decided to try the Tulip Edimo Red hook that I have, and it's not a 7mm, which what I was using. This one was a 6.5mm. Oh my gosh. I think I found it. I found the perfect hook for me, at least for the blanket yarn. I can't believe it. I didn't like the way how the Clover Amour crochet hook was there was a little bit of squeakiness from the yarn because of the resin material from the hook. But I mean, it's a really good handle, good fit for my hand too. But the way that the hook was interacting with that yarn specifically, I didn't like. I was like, oh man. But I was so surprised when I was like, hey, let's just try it out. The Tulip. And there you go. That hook was going in and out of those stitches like butter. No, that's it. I found my hook. That's it. The only thing though, with enough use, that coating on the Tulip will probably wear off, but I don't have to worry about it now. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Oh, I just wanted to show you, this was my hairdo today. Just simple high ponytail. And I'm gonna take it off because it's actually giving me a headache. All right, there you go. All right, now that's done, tonight's goal is to make my very first amigurumi project, and it's gonna be a loaf cat. I'm gonna put up a picture. It's gonna be so cute. I'm so looking forward to it. And the designer is any caraway art. I looked over her pattern. It's so detailed with instructions. I really appreciate that. So check out her pattern if you're looking into making this very cute love cat. All right. So for this project, I'm gonna be using the Bernat Blanket Mystical yarn, and it's gonna be so soft. Oh my gosh, it's squishy. This is the color Canyon, and I picked this one because I wanted to make a loaf cat version of my cat. He passed away a number of years ago, but I still remember him dearly. So I'm gonna make a loaf cat version of him. His name was Sky. All right, a little check-in before I end the day. This is our current progress with the little loaf cat. It's so adorable already. I can already see the design just coming to life. It's so cool. I decided to stop for the night because I still need to decide what kind of eyes I want to put in the plushie, as well as I need to embroider the certain details like the mouth and the whiskers before I add any more rows, just so we can close that chapter of this project. But yeah, so far so good. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so excited. I just keep looking at like maybe one more round, or oh my goodness. No. Rest is important as well. So I'm gonna put this project down and continue tomorrow. It's currently the next night, so we got the eyes on now. I'm gonna use this worsted acrylic yarn to embroider the mouth and some whiskers. Here we go. It took me a whole bunch of tries, but I'm finally satisfied with this. I was pretty determined to finish this project tonight, so I just kept working more rounds and rounds and rounds, and the next thing you know, it's all done. It's so stinking cute. I can't believe it. I'm so happy I went with the moon type of eyes. Here's the side profile and the back. It's so cute. I can't wait to make more. Hi. All right. So for tonight, my agenda is to put away the yarn that got delivered today. I got a whole bunch of Bernat blanket because I didn't realize that I was going to like it this much, and I want to keep working with this yarn and make some projects and all that. Though they're very bulky skeins, so what I'm going to do is wind them all into manageable like little cakes. So I'm gonna do that. Also, yesterday was my husband's birthday, so that was fun. And today I attended a baby shower. It was my very first time out with my little son. He's just 11 months old, but we went to this party, and man, it was a trip. It was a lot. All right, so I'm hoping to be timely with cataloging and all that. I'm gonna put them all up in Ravelry just so that I know exactly how much I have. I just wanna, take notes and all that, especially with the die lots and everything. I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to start another project tonight because I'm super excited about that one. Yeah, let's go. So I got my yarn here. I'm gonna wind this into little cakes, because it was hard to work with this big skein of yarn when I was sitting in my chair. All right, so I'm here in my dining room. I figured that I should group the yarns first and lay them all out on the table to know how I'm gonna categorize them before I wind another cake. So I'm gonna go do that. Okay, so we got a whole bunch of this. Okay, I have a question for you guys. I have here 3 kinds of yellow, and okay, so we got 3 kinds of yellow. This is the Blanket Brights, and this is the color School Bus Yellow. This is Sun Soaked, and this is Gold. And I'm planning to design on my own bumblebee pattern. It's actually various kinds of bees, but for the, you know, iconic yellow and black stripes, it's honestly hard to decide which one. So what do you think? All right, so I'm not gonna wind all of this. I realized it was a lot of work because sometimes due to the nature of the yarn, it can get caught in on itself. So I'm just gonna wind it as I go instead of sitting down for a super long time trying to do all this at once. It's just miserable for me right now. But I got here my Raspberry Kisses Bernat blanket, and this is the Pink Mist. Pink Mist, is it? Sorry, Pink Quartz. And this is the Bernat Blanket Mystical yarn. I got a bunch of projects in mind, so I'm gonna be using these two colors. So I'm gonna wind this into a big, beautiful. So here's our big yarn cake. Oh my goodness, I wish they sold it like this because it's such an easier time using it. But you know, it was fun winding it into such a huge cake. Oh my goodness. Also, I forgot to showcase to you, this is my first ever amigurumi project, and this is a little loaf cat. I'm not sure if I think it's kind of crooked eyes, but I realized, you know, after all the things already, and it was already fastened, so there's always room for improvement. I'm gonna do some modifications for the whiskers for this next project that I'm gonna do. I'm not too sold on how I did the whiskers. I'm gonna keep trying. And then the mouth, I'm also gonna modify that. But yeah, this is a little love cat. So crooked, the back side. Oh my gosh. So there's always room for improvement. I'm gonna work on that. But yeah, what do you think for a first project? Also love these eyes. They're so derpy. I freaking love them. They're so cute. It's such a goofy look on the plushie. I chose this over the plain black safety eyes because I was like, oh, it's yeah. Hi, so it's been a couple of days. I made some progress on the current project that I'm doing. I'm still testing stuff, so there's all that. I'm hoping to finish that sample tonight, so we'll see. I also have a whole bunch of stuff to do. We are currently preparing for the arrival of our little girl. So God willing, she'll be here around the last week of December. So yeah. I also have a bunch of yarn coming, I think tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. So I'll be designing another thing. I can't stop designing. It's just my thing. I can't. But I'm gonna work on another project when that comes because there's something that I want to make and share with everyone. So it'll be a little bit, but I'm gonna keep working on it. So yeah, still lots of things to do tonight, and then tomorrow night it's also gonna be busy. I'll be sharing with you some footage here and there, and yeah. And unfortunately, this is the part where I forgot to record again for the rest of the night. So we're gonna move on. Hey, so it's been a number of days and there's so much stuff that happened. I'm finally putting my stash to good use, and here it is. It's a big bee. Look how big this is. Almost as big as my face. It's so chunky and happy, and I'm working on a whole bunch more of these. Also, tonight is the night that I'm going to be testing this yarn, Parfait XL. And then we have here Parfait Plush. So there's that. And one more. And I'm also going to test Parfait Chunky, but I also have here the Parfait Chunky Pom Pom. So I'm not sure which one, but most likely this one. So we'll see. Our dog needs to go out, so I'm gonna go let her out. Hi, so it's currently the next day and I have something very interesting to show you. Okay, so here are two spheres made with different hook sizes, and they're pretty much the same size, which honestly shocked me. This one is made with a 9mm hook and this one is made with an 8mm hook. Oh, the tag wasn't showing. But yeah, I was just honestly surprised. But here's the key difference. This tripped me up a little bit because it was such a pleasant experience when I was crocheting with the Clover Amour hook. And their 9mm is a resin hook, which I didn't have a pleasant experience before. But this proved me wrong. On the other hand, I will never use an 8mm hook with this yarn ever again because it was so squeaky. It was driving me insane. I had goosebumps the whole time, but I was like, I want to finish this. And so I did. And yeah, I found some very interesting results, but yes, never again with an 8mm hook. I think I'm gonna stick with this one. So this is Parfait Chunky and Parfait Plush. And this is Parfait XL. These are all made with 4 rounds of increases. And yeah, this is the size difference. All right, so for tonight's agenda, I'm gonna start a new project. And it's another bee, surprise. But I'm still testing some stuff and I wanna make sure everything is, as I've had it in my head, actually is able to come to life. So I'm gonna do that. And then I'm gonna work on my personal project as well, and it's a blanket for my daughter for when she's born. So there's a lot of things to do, and let's get to it. Hi, so it's been almost a week since I last recorded, and here are a bunch of updates. So I've been working on a whole lot of projects. I'm gonna put up some pictures here, and I also used this yarn for the very first time. This is Lion Brand's Lazy Day. I think this is the thick and quick version. And it is such a nice yarn for beginners because you can see your stitches very, very well, just due to the construction of the yarn itself. It's not fuzzy at all. So there's that. I've also been working on filming and editing, so editing is a part of the process that I don't enjoy as much, and thankfully I found a solution, and I think I'm able to edit better on my phone, weirdly enough, rather than sitting in front of a computer. So we're still working that out a little bit. I've also been making a whole bunch of samples for this project, and I'm just having so much fun just because most of the samples that I make I give to my son. And he's just playing with it, throwing it everywhere, and he was just having a blast, and it honestly makes my heart melt. So I just keep making all this. I'm like, hey, you gotta stay on track here. I'm also filming a bunch of tutorials to go with my patterns, and the way that I record them, it's visually it's pretty good, at least in my opinion. But it's the audio that kind of trips me up because I'm kind of whispering right into the microphone. because the nursery where I usually crochet is right next to the room. And so I was like, I can't make too much noise. So I compensate with that through the voice effects that I apply so that the voice is clear and not raspy or sounds like ASMR, something like that. So yeah. Okay, so speaking of tutorials, tonight is the night that I scheduled within the week where I'm going to do a full video tutorial. At least that's the idea right now. I'm not sure if I'm just gonna cut that down into specific parts rather than a full tutorial for the pattern. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Since I got a whole bunch of yarn from Yarnspirations, because I'm a big fan now, at least, of their bernat blanket yarns, and I like everything, like the baby blankets, the tweed, the speckles. And so since I was shopping on that site, I was like, oh, they have a crochet hook set that's kind of like an interchangeable. I'll throw a picture here. It's the Susan Bates Twist and Lock, I think. Oh my goodness. One of the main reasons why I got that set is because of the hook sizes, 6.5 millimeters and 5.5 millimeters. I really like the hook set itself. It's just that the size of the crochet hook head is kind of engraved onto the metal itself, so there's then additional sensation to it. But otherwise, it works really well with the bernat blanket yarns that I've been working with lately. And yeah, I'm gonna test it on one other yarn that I like, so we'll see about that. Back, and it's currently Thursday night, and I just wanted to show you this thing that I got in the mail today. Here it is. This is the biggest cake of yarn I've ever gotten my hands on, and I can't wait to make it into a blanket because I feel like that's just the project for me with this one, especially when you can easily find the center pull of the yarn. So I'm pretty excited to work with it. This color is called Cookie Mint, and this one is Oyster. So I got 2 of each of those colors, and I'm gonna make 2 big blankets. So we'll see. Okay, so for tonight's agenda, aside from starting a new project, I'm thinking that I'm going to do like a lot of other voiceovers, because there are moments when I film and I can't really talk that loudly or clearly, and so I'm gonna supplement those with voiceovers, and then I'm gonna crochet as usual. I think I'm going to make another amigurumi project. We'll see. I'll show you guys. For a bunch of yarn tests that I'm doing, I have this. This is Demi Pearl by Loops and Threads. It's a super bulky weight category yarn that I feel like this is going to be really good for amigurumi, so I'm going to test this out too and make a test sphere. I also have here a Karen Groovy Cloud Cake, and I just fell in love with how the colors are kind of blending in together in this skein, so I got this. I'm going to make a swatch and see what I can make from under one skein of yarn. And it's a lot of yardage. There's 720 yards in this cake. It's a medium weight yarn, so yeah, we'll see. By the way, for all of the yarn reviews that I'm doing, if you're on Ravelry, I'm on there as well. I'll link it down in the description box down below. I'm going to link a lot of the reviews that I do into like a blog post on my website, so yeah, it's gonna be easy to find that way. I'm currently here at our office at home because my husband is gonna go to bed early tonight because he kind of overate during dinner. I'm about to do some voiceovers, so I'm gonna get to that.
Hi. Keeping it quiet because my son is sleeping, and that's the door to the nursery. So I'm just keeping it down low. But tonight, I am making a photo tutorial for this project, and yeah. So I'll see how much I can accomplish tonight, and I'll keep you posted. Alright, it's currently 10:20. Just finished the embellishments on the face, the embroidery of the mouth, and the blush. and ice. Alright, so this is where I'm stopping tonight for this project, and it's slowly coming together. I just finished the first abdomen section, and I'll continue tomorrow. Hi friends, it's currently at the end of the month during this recording, and I can't believe how fast time just went by. Honestly, with how my schedule has been like for this entire year so far, I'm honestly pretty happy with how much I accomplished. And yeah, so I'm still working on that design, but I've made a number of samples and I didn't realize how much stuffing I was going to use, so I ended up ordering a big box of polyfill stuffing. And let me show you, it's just ridiculous because this came from not such a big box, but oh my goodness, when it expanded. Here, 1 second. So yeah, that was a 5-pound bag of polyfill stuffing, and it just freaking expanded when I opened it to stuff the rest of the project that I was working on, and I was like, oh my goodness, I guess it's gonna be that way until I use it all up. So there's still a bunch of stuff that I want to work on tonight despite being so busy at work during the day, because it's the end of the month. It's always a busy day for me at work. But I also, I'm very passionate about crochet and knit and all that stuff. So I'm still, I'm still going to do stuff even though I probably should be resting. But I'm looking forward to this part of the day too. So something that I wanted to share what's going on behind the scenes is that I have a full-time job aside from designing crochet and, you know, all that stuff. Also, on top of that, I am a mom with a very young son. He's about to turn 1. And as I have been reflecting on what I've been doing for the past month, because while I was editing the video and all that stuff, I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that I could accomplish that much with everything going on in my schedule. And the only reason that I was able to do all of that is time management. And with time management comes respecting boundaries when they are set. Of course, not every day is perfect. Some hiccups happen and all that. And I gotta readjust and make a new game plan for the next part of the day or something like that. However, the more and more I am open to change, and because I'm like, oh, everything has to go according to schedule because that's the perfect way to go about the day. Of course, we would want that. However, life is not like that. And so being flexible and at the same time having a schedule as a guideline has been really helpful for me in accomplishing things that I didn't think that I was going to be able to. Also, I seem to be doing a little bit better recording while I'm holding this teeny tiny microphone instead of just having it on me and I didn't know what to do with my hand. So there's that. There's a little bit of discovery. But anyways, thank you so much for joining me on this video. It's a lot, but it was so much fun. And I will see you on the next one. Happy stitching!